Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the middleweight bout between Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira. And how I see this one right here is low confident pick. I'm leaning Alex Pereira here. Low confidence. Not Pereira, but Strickland deserves to be the favorite, but favorites aren't determined by who we like or who should be this or who should be that. It's determined by where the money's at, and the money's currently it's really straddling right now. It's pick 'em really. Pick 'em as far as prediction wise, pick 'em as far as the money line, and could easily shift to Strickland being the favorite by the fight time. It could shift to Pereira shifting, being the favorite, or establishing himself as the favorite. So yeah, a lot of things can happen as far as the odds, but ignoring the odds and just focus on the fight. Low confidence. I'm taking Pereira. I feel like with Strickland, yes, he has the experience. He has way more MMA experience, like 28, like 30 plus fights compared to Pereira's like less than 10 fights. We got like 7-2, 7-1 or something. Barely any fights, or 5-1. So he got much more experience. He has the grappling as well. But the thing with the grappling with Strickland is he has always struggled notably with wrestling. He did a little bit of got a couple takedowns on Uriah Hall, but I ain't gonna really respect those too much. He really do too much with the grappling, that aspect, and he hasn't really done too much offensively with his grappling since he debuted, and he got a submission in his first fight in UFC, and since then really hasn't done too much with his grappling. So even though he's probably training it all the time, the fact that he's not really implementing it in the cage, I can't really respect it too much. And a lot of times we bank on these guys to use this skill set, but only time they really use it when it's truly against somebody that really don't have no answer for it. And Pereira, like, he might not have the best answer to it, but he's definitely training it and working it hard, and it's not an area where he's necessarily this big exposed target unless he's going in for a solid wrestler who goes out there and that's literally their game to wrestle, or a BJJ guy who's solidly, that's their game to go out and grapple. But his takedown defense has not been all that great, but he's been responding well. Like, he may not have 80% takedown defense or 79 or 70% takedown defense, but he's not somebody that gets taken down and held down the whole fight, or gets taken down and doesn't know how to just give up submission. So he's competent in the grappling, is all I'm gonna say. Strickland isn't the best at getting the fight to the ground, and I feel like Pereira is competent enough in the grappling aspect to address whatever grappling Strickland will try to mix in. And I feel like Strickland will come out there with a heavily grappling focus in this fight. He might, but even then, I don't feel like he'll have the most success with that. So I feel like a lot of fight will play out in the clinch, where I feel like Pereira is better in the clinch as far as with striking, and will be more offensive, where I feel like Strickland will be more so trying to tie him up and lean into him. Then as far as the striking aspect, I think Pereira will counter well with his counter. I think his style of striking will do well against Strickland's style of striking, with Strickland heavily focusing on the jab, very flat-footed. Well, not flat, yeah, he is flat-footed. Very flat-footed, very stationary as far as his feet. He just coming forward, not really checking leg kicks at all. So when he's doing that jab, his rear hand's kind of negligent there, so he could be countered with some hooks, which is Pereira's literally his trademark. So getting countered with hooks off those jabs, getting countered with inside leg kicks off the jab, and it's really getting dug in because he's not moving his leg. He's not really keeping his rear hand up. I think he responds well. He can roll his shoulder a little bit. Sometimes he raises his arm up, but the fact that it's not as present as it needs to be back there when you're going in with a guy who's a legendary hooker, it's a bad thing. And then giving him the height, giving that reach, giving him the athleticism, giving him that speed, I don't think it's going to bode that well for Strickland. It's going to still a competitive fight. Still on paper, I say pick him. And in my opinion, a low confident pick. But I'm going with Pereira here to be able to counter the striking of Strickland well, and be able to neutralize or address the grappling if Strickland chooses to implement it. So I feel like he's going to just get countered off a jab and then start to get pressured. And if he's going back, I feel like his defense is going to start to unfold, getting hit with combinations, getting hit with elimination, like those combinations that finish off with hooks or start with hooks. Really, I say finish off with hooks. So he's able to roll and avoid some of the straight shots. And then when he's rolling, he rolls into some of the hooks or rolls into some of the kicks. But definitely I see a lot of body kicks landed, a lot of inside leg kicks landed, really just countering the boxing of Strickland. And I see him breaking him down over the course of the fight, start to really push the pace on him, start to really look to engage and put him on the back foot, and really start to dig into him and break him down over the course of the fight. And I see him put him away in the third round. So in this fight, I got Alex Pereira via third round TKO.